Good morning. Welcome to December. Just reached the first week of December. We are on the 8th, and lots of influx of energies are hitting the planet, gratefully, because we are shifting into higher dimensions and higher frequencies at a rate that can feel very, very uncomfortable in our human condition. And so, first of all, before we delve into today's topic, which, by the way, is creating peace for your holidays. And we're talking Christmas and New Year's now coming up, how to maintain a peaceful environment when there's a lot of chaos going on around us. And before we delve into that, I just want to acknowledge everyone on the call that you have answered the call of being a light worker on this planet, that you are here to hold space for transformation, that you are here to facilitate growth, that you are here on this planet at this sacred time because you chose it. You chose to come and be here to facilitate Christed consciousness and the rebirthing of our spirituality. And so congratulations, you have a very kindred spirit to love and to spirituality and to having a desire for goodness on our planet. And I can feel that so much from you that I am really honored to know each of you. And so first, I want to acknowledge that goodness that is within you, that is here to make a difference on our planet, that is here to facilitate grace and ease through this transition, because there is a lot of upheaval happening behind closed doors. And what I mean by that is we have what's called whistleblowers, people that are coming forward, that are acknowledging the dark that has been on the planet, and they no longer want to participate in that. And they are who we call whistleblowers. And I had mentioned last week in my own experience that I got the opportunity to be a whistleblower and to call out the things that were not good happening and dishonesty. And we all have the opportunity to do that on some level. And one of those levels is by acknowledging what's not right for you individually. So, and to address the question earlier that we had, is learning how to set healthy boundaries for yourself and learning how to be aware that these things are happening for you, not to you. So take a big deep breath. That's an important concept, that these, whatever is happening that's creating disharmony in your world, is happening for you. Breathe that at first. That's a hard concept for us to understand. But what that means is that we are powerful creators in our world, in our existence. And sometimes we don't want to own that because it's much easier to blame others for our misery and pain. But that will keep you a prisoner, won't it? It will keep you a prisoner to what other people are choosing in their life. And so the first step to creating peace in your world is to own that you are the creator of your world. That's the first step. And as we do that, we then get in the driver's seat of our life. So when I say something big and profound, I'll say, take a deep breath, because my wish and desire is that it sinks into your physical body, that you get a physical learning about the words I'm speaking. And in our Sunday study group, Jesus mentions this is the first important law of being in a human condition, is understanding the laws that we set up for ourselves. And he calls it the first axiom is that you are a creator and you can't help it. So understanding that we are literal offspring of the divine creator, and as such we are just going to create. It doesn't, this is where we don't have agency. We set ourselves up to come to a planet that offers cause and effect and agency. But this one law that we set up does not give us the ability to opt out. We can't opt out of being a creator. And you are either creating misery or joy at any given second, because it changes back and forth. And the moment that you say that somebody makes you mad, sad, happy, glad, in love, or out of love, you're giving away your power. And understanding that can help you to then choose into being in the driver's seat of your life. So that's the first lesson today in creating a peaceful environment for yourself, that everything that you are perceiving in your external world is due to your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. And you respond or react according to your egoic pattern that's always looking to be loved, valued, needed, and approved. And when you understand that the human condition is always seeking this to feel loved, valued, needed, and approved, then you'll understand why you're doing the patterns you're doing. And forgive yourself and have compassion for yourself. These are all programmings that have limited you and limited all of us. In the moment that you feel in lack anywhere in your life, and we check the three areas: health, relationships, and money. If at any time you feel lack in your world, you are out of alignment. You are in what's called cognitive dissonance. Okay, dissonance means we're off kilt. We're not in alignment to our truth. So how do you know when you're not in alignment to your truth? Well, the obvious is that you are in the lower numbers on the emotional scale. If we take my emotional scale from 0 to 10, 10 being the best you've ever felt, 0 being hopeless and helpless, you're in those lower numbers. And it's important for you to be mindfully aware of it and to own that. Don't try to go, oh, wait, I feel really upset right now, I need to feel better. Instead, own it. We can't heal what we can't feel. And so own, right now, I feel fearful. Or you may not be aware you feel fearful, but if you're in the lower numbers, fear is present. And that's one of the things that humans don't like to admit, especially the male humans that have been taught that they have to be tough and they can't be afraid of anything. So understanding what fear is a big part of this process. Fear that I'm inadequate, fear that I'm going to look bad in front of others, fear that my brightness won't fit in with others, fear that others are going to see how inadequate I am, fear that I'm not lovable. And so then we create these coping skills to try to compensate for those fears. But being very mindful, that is a pattern, an egoic pattern that you are creating. So we want to be mindfully aware at every moment of the day. How am I feeling? And what thoughts are feeding my feelings? because it's the thoughts that are taking you into that cognitive dissonance. So let's first define what is the cognitive dissonance. That is when you are out of alignment to the truth of who you are as love, loved, loving, and lovable. And when you're not feeling love, loved, loving, and lovable, you're in dissonance with your truth, the truth of who you are as God created you to be. And it's okay. Don't beat yourself up for it. It is okay, because we came to a third dimensional reality so that we could experience this. We came to a space on the planet that was dense so that we could understand and learn from opposition and duality the truth of who we are and what we desire. So, our first step is awareness. I am aware that I am in cognitive dissonance. I have an inner conflict going on in my head. I want something, but I don't want it. So I want to be the light that I am, but I don't want to feel separate and ostracized for being my truth. So we'll use the example that was given earlier in the call. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing. When we are with others that perhaps that we don't want to share a portion of ourselves with, because either it's very sacred and private to us, and we believe that they would judge us for us, or they can't really handle that, then we keep those things private, and rightfully so. And so when someone, especially a beloved, shares that information, because it's also their information and they want to share it. But when they do it, when they share like that, it creates this feeling of vulnerability. And so you want to go into what is it that I felt that I didn't really like. And in this situation, it sounds like I felt vulnerable to be judged by others with this private information. So then we take that information and we say, I don't feel good about this situation and what's happened. Okay. And you're saying that you're okay with others knowing it. Okay, good to know. So we want to look at, they were uncomfortable hearing it. We want to look at what is causing then the discomfort within you. They were uncomfortable hearing the information. So that's also going into a space of I'm okay with others being uncomfortable. Can I be okay not being a people pleaser? If you're okay with the vulnerability of the conversation, can you be okay with others being uncomfortable? Great. Yes. So in those situations, and it happens all the time, I will say things and I'll say a little bit, I don't want to throw up. I call it throw up on people. I want to show love for them and consideration. Absolutely. And giving tidbits of information. For example, my sister was in town, stayed with us this weekend, and she had a lot of anger that was coming up in conversations about betrayal and people in the world. And I said to her that it sounds like it's causing a lot of disruption for you, that your thoughts are on this often. And she said, yes. And I said, can you do anything about it in this moment? She said, well, of course not. I said, then wouldn't you rather have your peace? And don't give that energy, because you feed that which you don't want. You're feeding the darkness when you stay angry at it. And the dark energy feeds off of fear and anger. So let anger be an emotion that helps you to say a boundary has been crossed, or something needs to be said, or I'm feeling resentment, so I need to do something different. that's telling you to do something different. When you have resentment going on, it's because you haven't set the boundary. You haven't asked for what you want or need. So the way that you handle that situation is to make note of how you're feeling. I feel uncomfortable. Frustration is I want to share my truth. Okay, so I want to share my truth with others, but I believe that others can't really handle that. So how I would handle a situation like that is when I got with my partner in private, I would say, I value that we both want to share our truth. I value that. And I also value confidentiality, that if it is something about me, that you allow me to share that to whom I choose, when and whom I choose. That if it's your truth, I understand if it's your personal experience, then yes, you can share it. But that also is including me. And I don't want to share that piece that makes other people too uncomfortable. I want to share enough to open up their minds to think of other possibilities, to say, okay, well, there are some other possibilities here that people could open up their mind to. And understanding that we all have a very limited understanding of truth. That we do. And asking what is true for me and how can I share my truth with others will help you to be able to be in alignment with spirit and to speak from your heart love. But you also want to look at your come from. And am I sharing information from an ego place that says, I'm going to show these people that I know a lot of information? And of course, we're unaware of that at the time. And your partner may have been unaware that he wanted to maybe give too much of your truth to shock them and to get them to question their own belief system. That's okay, as long as you're incongruent, that is congruent with what you desire as well. And so how you handle if someone has shared information that you didn't want to share per se, then it's important that you take that event and you take note that I felt that when I heard you say this, so you take the issue of what happened, and what happened needs to be something you saw or heard. And this is in my coaching program in healthy communication. So in the center of this awareness wheel, conversation wheel that we have is the issue. And so you take that issue and said, when I heard you say da 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 da, I felt perhaps vulnerable and a bit frustrated because, and then you tell your thoughts, that's not something I was comfortable in sharing to those people at that time. And I feel ... I feel a little nervous that they don't want to hear that. And their reaction by changing the subject quickly told me that was too much information for them. And then you go into what you want for yourself and for others. What I would rather have is that you and I discuss these things privately. Love and consideration bring people closer together. Yes, it's having a respect for their belief system and where they are at. So being able to say to your beloved prior to getting together with groups is, there's certain information that I don't want to share with this group because that makes them feel uncomfortable. And I know that you like to do this little bit of shock factor, and I'm making a request for myself that I want to love and be considerate of other people. And sometimes it's just TMI. It's too much information for them to hear and digest. But maybe we could agree, because I want for you to be authentic. So what do I want for myself? I want for myself to also feel that this is a sacred experience that I want to hold sacred. I want for you to also feel that you can be authentic. And I also want for others to not feel awkward about it. I also want for us to plant seeds in others for possibilities. So your wants in this conversation awareness wheel is really important to express. My want for myself, my want for you, and it's not from you. I want from you to shut up. That doesn't do effective conversations. Rather, I want for you to be able to be authentic. That's what he's wanting in those moments. I want to express. I want for you to be able to express, and I want for me to feel safe in you expressing, especially when it comes to me. And those things are for me to express. In the future, I'm requesting that we discuss before we go into a group setting with our family, what we will discuss and what we won't discuss. Let's set that up. And I want for them to feel comfortable around us. I want for us to be able to plant seeds of light and love and sharing and connection with others without making them uncomfortable. Now, it's okay to be a little bit uncomfortable because you're planting seeds for some possibilities of maybe a new belief system or some truths that could be coming through. But also learning to do it in a way that feels comfortable for both of you. So I want for others to feel safe and want us to hang out with them. I want for me to be able to express those things for myself. I want for you to still be authentic and still honor my choices in wanting to keep certain things sacred. So then you're setting up a boundary for the future that says, when it comes to me, please let me share. I understand it's also your experience, but when it's when it's tied so closely to me, I'm requesting that you let me share that. Okay, so in our creating peace, it's the first step is becoming really aware of what you're perceiving in your external world is your creation. Okay, if you can imagine it like you are the producer of your own movie. And whatever is happening, the home you live in, the relationships you have, even down to the clothes you wear, are all your own creation. If somebody gave you an outfit and you didn't like it, but you're choosing to wear it, that's still your creation. I'm choosing to wear this outfit even though I don't like it, but I'm wearing it to be kind. So I guess you have to ask the question of yourself, by wearing this outfit, am I also losing myself to being a people pleaser? Or am I wearing this outfit because it's not that big of a deal to me? And I know it meant a lot to them because it was handed down in our family. And so I'm wearing it for them for this next hour to be with them. You see the difference? You get to really honor your choices. I choose this. So everybody go into right now just putting your hand on your heart and saying, this is my creation and it is good. All of it. The home that I live in, the work that I choose to be in, the relationships that I choose to be with on a daily basis, I've chosen all of it and it is good. Now, let yourself feel that in the cells of your body. It is good. And breathe it in. Why is it good if it doesn't feel good? That's we want to examine that for a moment. If I say, this is my creation and it is good, which, by the way, I'm going to give you as a growth work every single night that you lay your pillow, your head on your pillow, say to yourself, this is my creation and it is good. Now, I'm rubbing the heart because I want my heart to really gain clarity that this is my creation, that I no longer feel a victim to life and others. Breathe that in. This is your creation and it is good. So why is it good? How is it that I can say that it is good if it doesn't feel good? Let's say that you hate your job. And I'm encouraging you to say, this is my creation and it is good. The reason I suggest that, or strongly encourage us to do this exercise, is it puts you in the driver's seat of your life. And you attracted this current situation to you based on a vibration that you carry of your thoughts and feelings. No victim here. You attracted this position because you resonate with it. And it could be that you believe, you have a belief that you have to self-sacrifice and work this job because you can't really get paid for doing what you love to do. And that's okay if you have that belief. But realize that's a limiting belief. If you're not loving your work, then you're believing that you have to self-sacrifice to get paid. And so there's a belief in lack. So sit with that. That's okay. We all have it. When we're in dissonance, we're in lack. Lack is not the truth of who we are. God is abundance. There is abundance all around us. When you feel in lack, go sit on the grass and count the blades of grass. Look out your window and count the pine on that pine tree. Look out at the sky. Where does it end? It's infinite in our reality. Can we merge with the infinite around us, in and around us? And can we breathe that in every single day? The challenge that we have is that we see limitation around us and we buy into that as our reality. I can't afford that says you're buying into the reality that you're not abundant enough to have that. Now, granted, what heals that is feeling gratitude for what you are experiencing. But being mindful when you're telling your kids you can't afford something, you're making that your reality. I choose not to purchase that. I choose not to spend my money on that, would be maybe more appropriate. Otherwise, kids learn a lot about lack and that we can't afford something. My granddaughter said she wanted something for Christmas. She's 7. And mom said, no way, that's so much money and it's not worth it. And so she says to me, after mom left to work on Friday, she says, I'm going to ask Santa Claus for that because he can afford it. And I had to say to her, well, Santa Claus also understands our parents' requests. And if your parents made a request for you not to have it, then most likely that's what's going to happen. She goes, well, I'll ask him when they're not around. So at 7, she's articulating that I need to ask Santa Claus for this because my parents said it's too much money. Kids will articulate their truth and their beliefs based on what they hear. And sometimes it's important for us to correct that thinking. And so what I said is, it's not that your mom and dad can't afford it. It's that they don't want to spend the money on that thing that they don't see is of value. So going back into then, how can we feel abundant when maybe we are in lack of health, or we're in lack of money, or we're in lack of love and partnerships? How do we feel that? That's a great question to sit and ponder in the morning. And every morning, as you practice the gratitude, every morning, as you practice feeling abundant, abundance of love, abundance of gratitude, abundance of good things, every morning that you choose that, you are shifting your vibration to reflect that back to you. How many times do we say, I can't do that? I don't have enough money, or I can't afford that, or I'm not getting the love that I want from this person. When we do that, we're telling the subconscious mind that that's our truth, because the subconscious part of our brain is what's creating the vibration. It's our beliefs that are being emitted from us in that frequency field, in our aura. And that's how the universe is responding, not necessarily to the words. Why affirmations aren't working is because you're not believing them, you're not feeling them. So use affirmations that can work. I'm learning how to be the abundance of good things that I am. I'm learning how to be in alignment to my highest truth, to my higher self, to my God self. I'm learning to be in alignment to being the divine offspring. I am learning to be in alignment to being in the driver's seat of my life and choosing how I think and feel about life. Take a deep breath. That is the most valuable lesson you can learn on this planet is I am that which I am seeking. You are seeking abundance. You are abundant. You just haven't believed it. You're not in alignment with that. You've been programmed to believe in lack. That's okay. Forgive yourself. I've been programmed in this lifetime and probably many existence that I must prove my worthiness through struggle. And, we talk about society says, oh, they're a hard worker, as if that they deserve a crown. They're a hard worker, so that makes them very valuable and very worthy. What if we're very valuable and very worthy without being a hard worker? And of course, coming from pioneer stock, it was hard work. We don't have to work hard now. We have the comforts of life, and they're getting better and better. Realizing that whatever it is you're seeking outside of yourself through things or stuff, it's really to supply a feeling you want inside. I want this something because it makes me feel abundant. I want this new vehicle because it feels abundant and clean and safe. Well, what if you could start feeling those feelings without having that vehicle? What if you could feel abundant without the job you hate? What if you could feel abundance of good things in your life, even though the good things in your life are not showing up? How do we create that? How do we create health? By being in alignment to health. When I'm meditating in the morning, I am giving gratitude for a vessel that is reflecting back what needs to be healed, and I'm addressing it and then choosing love anyway, choosing to feel good when the body feels limited, choosing to feel healthy when the body is not giving you that as a reflection. That's how you get the body on board with health. Joe Dispenza is a great teacher about this. When he was paralyzed in a bike accident hit by a Bronco, he aligned with health. every morning for 4 hours while he's in traction, he visualized every part of his spine healing, starting at the bottom and moving up. And when he would sidetrack, his thoughts would go, of course, they're going to get sidetracked. He would go back to the bottom and start again and see every vertebrae being completely healed and whole. And he healed his vertebrae where he was no longer paralyzed. We all have the ability to do it. How did Jesus heal? He was in the frequency that you are already whole. He didn't see lack and brokenness in individuals. He saw them as healed and whole. And the person being healed had enough faith to create that, allow the healing in themselves. We are spectacular healers as we learn to tap into that power of healing, of abundance, of safety, of love, health, freedom, abundance, peace, love, and joy. Those are all the qualities of the higher dimensions. And they're all available to us right now in this moment. In this moment, choose it. I choose peace in this moment. I am the creator of my reality. Thank you for my creation. It is good. I learned today what I would rather have because I experienced some of what I didn't want. Thank you, life, universe, for reflecting back to me what needs addressing, what needs some healing. Where do I need to focus my attention right now? Where am I feeling lack? And as we practice raising our level of awareness to where am I not congruent with love? Where am I feeling fear? Fear in the future, fear this isn't going to work out for me, fear and lack, fear that I can't have the job that I love. Recognize it, honor it, allow it. Accept that's where you're at, that's okay. And then go into what I call the portal of possibility, which is a new timeline that says who I am is abundant. Can I feel the God code in me in this moment? And I will pause and breathe deeply into it. Breath work is vitally important for this because the body must acclimate to that new belief. The body is in a third dimensional reality responding to the beliefs you've given it. If you want your body to be different, you get to change the way you think and feel. So, something that I was inspired for me to practice a couple of years ago was a little jingle, because jingles get stuck in our head. And it sounded like this. I love my life. I love my life. I really, really love my life. I love my life. I love my life. I really, really love my life. And I sing it while I'm doing laundry, while I'm doing anything that doesn't require cleaning the house. I love my life. I love my life. I really, really love my life. Now notice when you sing that, and I encourage all of you to try it. It's fun. You'll go into, oh, I really do love my life. This is my creation and it is good. Or there's going to be, ugh, I don't really love this part of my life. And the subconscious is just accepting that. So if you can say, I love my life, I love my life, I really, really love my life because I created it. If I don't love this piece of it, I'm loving that I get to be in the driver's side of this vehicle to change it. When I change the way that I look at things, the things I look at change. And it's not so much that the thing itself changes. It doesn't mean you're changing jobs today. It means that you love what you have created in this career, in this job, at this moment. It is a reflection of where you are right now. Everything up until this moment is a reflection of where you're at, where your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are at, all of it. It's just a mirror for you. If you don't like that creation, then delve into that aspect of it. Can you like it because it's your creation of where you were at the time that you landed that job? I forgive myself for believing in lack and landing this job where I don't feel a lot of freedom. Instead, I'm going to choose to like the aspects of this job that I created. It offers me safety. It offers me security. It offers me insurance. It offers me consistency as I get more incongruent with my truth and what would be more appropriate for me. And you don't need to know how or what job or what career is coming. You need to know what you want. I want the feeling of safety. I want to do what I love to do. I want to share with others. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel safe. Can I feel those right here, right now, without having that specific job? Can I feel loved, loving, and lovable wherever I am, no matter who I'm with or what job I am doing? Breathe it in. Yes, you can. That is the choice, the agency, the divine shift that you are. If you're in a hard situation, see it as watching a movie. This is my reality and it is good because it's reflecting to me what I want to heal. I love my life. I love my life. I really, really love my life. And that's going to let you know all of a sudden in your realm where you're not loving your life and what needs your attention. Let's say that it is your career. Can you love your life in your career now anyway? Knowing that this is a stepping stone to the next greater thing for you. It's offering you money. It's offering you consistency and safety. Can you love it? I love the life I have created, and it is good. Add it to your repertoire. Add it to your daily regimen. I love my life. I love my life. I really, really love my life. And when you lay your head on the pillow each night, this is my creation. I love my life and it is good. Show me as you fall asleep where I can be more congruent with the divine ship in me. Help me to feel the abundance that I am without having that ideal career or job or what you're looking for. Help me to feel the love that I am seeking outside of myself now. As you shift this inside you, you assist others around you to shift it. Your vibration is contagious. So contagious that I'm going to close today with the summary of number one, acknowledge you are the creator of your reality. And it really is good, even when it doesn't feel good, because it's reflecting back to you what is calling out for your attention to get incongruent with love, health, relationships, career, money, whatever it is. Choose that area to focus on for your new year. I am congruent with abundance of health, love, money, good things, because I am good things. I am in alignment to that truth. And breathe deeply into the cells of the body so the body can acclimate to this new belief. So I'm going to close with all of us getting on board with some deep breathing right now. We have a breathwork specialist on call, and she can post some of her breathwork classes that she's even doing virtually. So in our thread. So let's put our hand on our heart. Breathe deeply. I am the creator of my world and it is good. I choose love over fear. I am the love I'm seeking. I am being the abundance that I seek, abundance of good things. My body knows how to heal and repair and be healthy. I am being health. I am being healthy. I'm thinking it, I'm feeling it, I'm being it. Choose one area, don't overwhelm yourself. Now let's take this goodness. I am love. I am being love. And let your body feel that. This vessel is very sacred and it will acclimate very quickly. And I send that forward, up and down through the body and out. I'm sending it to my neighborhood. I'm sending it to my community. I'm sending it to my state. I'm sending it out to our country. I'm sending it to North America, South America. I'm sending it eastward and westward. And feel that love of God, of Source, go around our planet of creating peace and joy and love. Feel that rippling effect as we touch the collective of others choosing into love right now. Because when two or more are gathered, magic happens. And feel it coming back to us like a snowball rolling down a mountain. And open your hands. I receive all the love, the vibrations of goodness of who I am as a divine offspring. I choose as much as I can handle right now. I am worthy and I am that which I have been seeking. Thank you. I receive that. Breathe deeply into the body. This is the new frequency that you can carry through these holidays, through this next week. In our way of mastery, Sunday meet and greet, we are focusing right now on preparing for our own awakening rebirth as Christed energy. Jesus has encouraged us to celebrate our own birth on December 25th, our own birth of Christed consciousness. And so I encourage you to sit for 10 minutes every day, set an alarm. I am going to sit as Jesus Christ for 5 minutes. What would that feel like in my body? Or any ascended master you want to use. What would it feel like to completely encompass that Christed energy? What would that feel like? What would my thoughts be doing? Can I do it for 5 minutes? It's a fun little exercise. And I encourage you to prepare for December 25th by every morning sitting for 5 minutes as Christed consciousness or as Jesus Christ, as the ascended masters that you respect and love. Thank you all for joining today. All your beautiful energies sending across our planet for peace and harmony during this beautiful season of rebirthing and celebration. I love you all. And thank you for joining. Namaste.